Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Got Heartbroken and Joins Multiversal Faction Part 2. Before we start, please go support Angel Gonzalez 753 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. The battle against danger. Greg. Baron Zemo, S-Class Criminal, Crimson Dynamo, AA Class Sabertooth, and AA Class Bullseye, he said seriously. Issei. They are supervillains, he said impressed. Zemo. Brilliant deduction Sherlock, he said, launching himself to attack, but his shield stopped him. Bill. You will be my opponent, he said, starting to fight. Issei. They will like this, he said while launching a bunch of missiles. Issei. Drake said, worried. Greg. Laying down cover fire, said, launching several missiles that countered the dynamo missiles. Riaz. What's going on? She said worriedly with her entourage. Sairaorg. Some supervillains are attacking the school, she said worriedly. Bullseye. I don't want witnesses, he said, taking out some darts. Without hesitation he launched the darts towards the Gremory and Citri. Bekeno. This is impossible, she said incredulously, watching how the darts broke the magic barrier she made to cover herself. Lord Citri. Sona worried cry upon seeing a dart go straight to the black-haired girl's head. Gustav. You should go, we will take care of it, he said, putting his hand in front of Sona receiving the dart. Sona goo. Gustav, why, she said in shock. Gustav. Even though I don't think it's right, we're still engaged, so I'll protect you, he said happily. Sona thanks, she said blushing. Gustav. Now go and see that all the students are out of danger, he said while emitting rays. Sona okay. So he took both entourages and their parents so that the boys could concentrate on the fight. Bullseye. Love makes me sick, but how much reputation will I have by killing the heir of a god, he said seriously. Gustav. I'm sorry, but I won't be your opponent, he said calmly as an arrow passed by him. Angel. How about facing me? With the mutant. He was in a tight battle against Jack, who did not give up. EFS. Damn you, I'll leave you headless, he said angrily. Jack. Ha, don't make me laugh, my suit is made of adamantium, the most resistant metal in the world, he said seriously. EFS. That damn metal again, he said furiously. Jack. Issei, tell me how this guy is related to adamantium, he said seriously. Issei. Give me a second, he said while attacking the dynamo. Gustav, leave it to me, he said, throwing a powerful ray. Issei. Okay Drake, he said calmly. Drake. Sabertooth is not directly related to adamantium, rather he has his problems with his brother Logan, alias Wolverine, another mutant who underwent an experiment where his bones were coated with said metal, he said calmly. Jack. Thanks, said as the battle continued. Issei. Fine Gustav, you can take care of him. I'll go help Gil, he said seriously. Gustav. You're joking, it's not a challenge, he said, hitting him with the axe. But the albino. This one looked more tired than the Baron but still continued to battle. Zemo. You're good, I admit it, but you're still not at my level, he said seriously. Bill. You still won't beat me, he said angrily. Zemo. Listen to me, Brady couldn't continue because Issei tackled him. Bill. I'm listening to you, he said seriously. Zemo. Damn, Brady said, trying to get away from the brown-haired boy's grip. Issei. I can launch my unibeam in a matter of seconds, and I could kill you, so why don't you relax, he said seriously. Zemo fell down, and Issei released him while throwing electromagnetic handcuffs. Issei. Good decision, he said without letting his guard down. At that moment Bullseye fell unconscious while Angel sat up. Issei. You were fast, he said curiously. Angel. You're joking, fighting up close is awful, he said calmly. Ooh. Crimson Dynamo fell badly wounded while the brown-haired boy placed them Mjolnir on him. Gustav. Sadly you will never be able to get up if I don't remove it, he said mockingly. Issei. Hey Jack, it's taking a while, isn't it? He said curiously. Jack. It's almost over, so get ready. He couldn't continue because a shot was heard and then he saw the mutant fall. Issei. What just happened, he said incredulously. Wow, that's how it's done, said a guy in a red suit. Issei. Who the hell are you and why did you kill him? He said pointing with his arm. Oh my god, these are the new Avengers, he said in amazement. Issei. Now you could tell us who you are, he said seriously. Oh, sorry, I'm Deadpool, he said while bowing. Gustav. Deadpool, he said confused. Deadpool. That's hero, mercenary, bounty hunter and X-Men, he said happily. Author not yet. Deadpool. There you go, and then you start acting like a faggot who breaks the fourth wall. Author, shut your mouth. Deadpool. You close it. Author, you're tiring me and this won't end well. Deadpool. What are you going to do? Kill me, I'm immortal. Gustav. Who are you talking to? He said looking at the others. Issei. I don't know, but it's funny, he said, laughing. Author, I know that, but what if I make you forget the recipes for chimichangas? Deadpool. Ah, you wouldn't dare. Author, let's leave this for peace. Deadpool. Good. Author, done, see you. Deadpool. Well, what were we talking about? He said calmly. Issei. He told us who you were before he started talking to you, he said, amused. Deadpool. Yes, I came to kill this guy and with your permission I will take him, he said, starting to pull him. Issei. Good luck, he said calmly. Bill. I think you guys should go with Strange so we can put you in jail, right? He said seriously. Issei. I think it's for the best, he said, holding Zemo. Dr. Strange. It won't be necessary, he said, appearing out of nowhere. Gustav. I like that, he said, amused. Brias. Who is he? He said he would appear with the rest. Issei. That's none of your business, Gremory, and with your permission we must leave these bastards in jail, he said seriously. Sairaorg. But I don't think a normal prison can stop them, she said worriedly. Dr. Strange. Don't worry, where we're going is a place where you can't escape, he said calmly. So the boys began to enter the portal. Sona. Gustav, you hold your hand, she said worriedly. Gustav. Don't worry, it's not that bad, he said calmly while smiling at her and leaving the place. Sona. He's the one. Underworld. Ooh. The loud explosion shook the entire place, alerting everyone. Rizavam. We begin this dance. A matter of time. Ooh. The loud explosion shook the underworld, worrying the mass. Surzich. What's going on, he said worried. Rizavam. I just wanted to come and say hello, he said amused. Sairaorg. Rizavam said it would be. Rizavam. Hello, fake mass, because those faces don't tell me that they didn't like my surprise, he said mockingly, while more explosions shook the place. Surzich maldito fences. Wonderland, the raft. The boys were in one of the best prisons in the world, handing over criminals. Issei. They should have prisons like these in the supernatural realm, said Facundo. Bill. Do you think that this way there won't be any leaks? He said curiously. No matter how imposing it looks, all prisons can have flaws, said a black man with an eye patch. Issei. And who are you? He said curiously. Nick. Nicholas Fury, director and founder of S.H.I.E.L.D., he said seriously. Jack. S.H.I.E.L.D. He said curiously. Homologated System of Intelligence, Espionage, Logistics and Defense, said a woman seriously. Nick. That's right, she's Maria Hill, my left eye, he said seriously. Gustav. Nice to meet you, Director Fury, we've come to deliver these villains, he said calmly. Nick. Yes, I see it, it's a pleasure to meet you, Avengers, he said calmly. Issei. Nice to meet you too, he said calmly. Dr. Strange. I would like you to continue with this conversation, but guys, the underworld is under attack, he said seriously. Nick. What are you waiting for? It's the Avengers. Your job is to go save whoever needs it. We'll take care of them, he said seriously. So the boys entered a portal created by Dr. Strange while the brunette smiled. Maria. Something is wrong, sir, she said, looking at the dark-skinned man. Nick. They will achieve incredible things. Underworld. Things were going badly as the members of the Cows Brigade were taking control of the battle. Even the Gremory and Citri clans were of little help as they were on the ground defeated. Rizavam. I see that it was true, they no longer have the help of the Sairaorg, he said amused. Out of nowhere a song began to be heard, capturing everyone's attention, while a magic circle appeared in Surzich's ear. Issei. May Lucifer missed me, said as the music got louder. From one moment to the next something was seen in the sky to reveal a suit of armor and connecting a powerful ray that knocked down the silver-haired man. Just imagine that instead of Loki it's Rizavam. Issei. So you are the famous Rizavam live in Lucifer, he said pointing with his weapons. Rizavam. So you are the Sairaorg, what a strange armor, he said seriously. Issei. Yes, I am a peculiar Sairaorg, and for that I needed an equally peculiar armor, he said amused. Rizavam. I see, but tell me something, why don't you join me? You would have what you wanted, wealth, power, and you could be with the most beautiful women, he said seriously. Issei. Tempting, very tempting, but I will have to refuse. Also, the most beautiful woman is my wife, he said seriously, causing great pain in the Gremory. Rizavam. How strange that today you were a pervert, he said seriously. Issei. If you are not so misinformed, but the truth is that a bitter experience made me understand that I had to change, and now I have left that behind, he said seriously. The girls were in shock because what they wanted had happened, but at a great cost, since he no longer seemed to love them. Rizavam. How sad now he dies, he said while Cao tried to attack him from behind, but someone got in the way. Something like that. Bill. You know what, I hate cowards, especially those who attack from behind, he said, annoyed, while blocking the spear attack with his shield. Cao. But how? he said incredulously. Ill. You know that's the problem, everyone believes that their weapons or powers are the best and nothing can match it, but let me tell you one thing, there are beings with powers or weapons that surpass your stupid spear, he said seriously. Issei. Wow, that was amazing, and I totally agree, he said calmly. Brizavum. TSK, it's time to go, he said annoyed. So everyone created a magic circle and left, leaving everyone surprised. Surzich. Iseei, thank you for coming to. He couldn't continue because Iseei interrupted him. Issei. What the hell is wrong with you? He said seriously, surprising everyone. Rias. Issei, what's wrong, she said worried. Issei. We are not always going to come to help them, they cannot be hopeful, so they better raise their level. How is it possible that the four mass, the strongest in the underworld, are treated like children by an old man? He said annoyed. Rias. But I see, she said sadly. Issei. The Cow's brigade has a few people with great power, and the only considerable one was Cao Cao, and yet look at the underworld, all the clans are supposed to go out to fight, and yet they finished them off, he said annoyed while several demons watched as their hero reprimanded them. Gustav. That's right, and you are not our priority, so either you get stronger or more than one will die if you attack again, he said, appearing with the rest of the Avengers. Amanda Councilman. What are you trying to insinuate? He said annoyed. Issei. They are weak. So the five of them left the underworld in silence and with a harsh reality. Issei. Guys, I'm going to go rest, he said seriously while the others nodded and left. Gustav. It will be a matter of time before he discounts you, he said in a whisper. Flashback. Yesterday. We see the chestnut tree leaning against a tree until something caught its attention. Akeno. Now why do they want me? She said annoyed. Rias. Akeno, please calm down, she said sadly. Akeno. You don't give a damn about my emotional state now that you want, don't tell me you came up with another brilliant idea like the last one, she said annoyed. Rias. I didn't want to see if your contracts arrived, she said sadly. Akeno. Yes, I already received something else, she said it would be. Rias. Yes, I want to know how long you're going to be like this, she said, wanting to cry. Akeno. I'll do it when Iseei is with me, he said furiously. Rias. I understand, and I also understand that we did wrong. I don't know what I was thinking, breaking up with Iseei so he would stop being perverted, it was stupid, but please, I don't want you to be like this. I want my friend back, she said sadly. Gustav. It was very stupid, he said from the tree without being heard. Then flashback. Gustav. It's just a matter of time before you find out, but I can't tell you that, you'll have to find out for yourself. New challenges. 4 days later. Since what happened in the underworld, the factions have been very calm, but internally it was the opposite since they all had the same idea: we are weak, that is why they all began to train their armies to avoid a humiliation like that of the demons. On the other hand, our hero and his friends have had peaceful days, not counting the fact that Gustav was killed and castrated by his wives when they found out that he was engaged to Citri, but he explained the situation to them and they understood, but they wanted to see first if the engagement could be annulled or if they had to settle for accepting Citri. Ill. Guys, on vacation we're going to Wonderland, he said curiously. Jack. I do want to meet my in-laws, said the black-haired man calmly. Angel. I also want to see the progress of the new Avengers, he said calmly. Ill. Guys, and you, he said looking at both chestnuts. Issei. Ah yes, go to Wonderland on vacation of course, and you, he said coming out of his thoughts. Gustav. Yeah sure guys, I'll see you in class, I have something to do, he said, walking towards the student council. Issei. He will have the same dreams as me, I notice he is very distracted, that is rare in him, he thought uneasily. Angel. Issei, what do you think, he said curiously. Issei, no, it must be the marriage thing that must have him worried. Student council. The chestnut entered the place, surprising the entire Citri clan. Sonagu. Gustav, what brings you here, she said a little nervously. Gustav. Sona could talk to you in private, he said seriously. Sona. Yeah. Sure guys, leave us alone for a moment, she said confused. So everyone left still confused by the boy's sudden appearance. Sona. If it's about the marriage, I couldn't continue because Gustav spoke. Gustav, none of that is about anything else, he said thoughtfully. Sona. I understand what this is about, she said confused. Gustav. It sounds like it's so true that Rias and her entourage finished off Iseei so he would stop being perverted, he said without hesitation. Sona. How do you know? Location unknown. Brizavum. How is it possible that we were humiliated by a simple brat, he said furiously. Euclid. I don't know sir, but don't worry, it won't happen again, he said seriously. It will continue to happen again and again for a simple reason. His incompetence at a rather large being with red armor with purple details, accompanied by a purple-haired girl and a red-haired girl. Brizavum, who are you? He said scared. Call me Onslaught. Your academy. The brown-haired boy was with his friend spending their break when out of nowhere a breeze of air was felt. Quicksilver. Enjoying a break, said the Silver Flash. Issei. Hey quick, what brings you here, he said curiously. Quicksilver. Not long ago I came to bring this week's report showing the team's performance including Spider-Man, he said, giving him an envelope. Jack. Wow, these numbers are fantastic, he said, opening the envelope and reading its contents. Quicksilver. Thanks, well, please let someone leave this at the base where it said for Iron Man, he said, giving them a letter. Issei, let me see, he said, opening it. For the new Avengers. Hello, you must be the Avengers, more specifically Iron Man or Haidu, Issei. Well, we know that you are now everyone's heroes, but we would like to meet you in person, so we challenge you to a musical contest at the Grand Festival. We await you. At KDA. Issei, KDA, said, confused. Jack. Great festival, he said, equally confused. Quicksilver. It's a great event where the best bands and musical groups perform. It will be in 2 weeks, and KDA is the sensational group of these last few months, he said calmly. Issei. I see, he said thoughtfully. Bill. And what do you think? I see, we will accept it will be in 2 weeks, right at the beginning of spring break, he said curiously. Issei. I don't know, it should be unanimous, and Gustav is missing, he said doubtfully. Angel. But if we're all going to Wonderland on vacation, then accept yes, he said happily. Issei. Okay Quicksilver, could you inform them that we accepted their challenge, he said calmly. Quicksilver. I will, see you later. Student Council. Gustav. Tell me that's true, he said seriously. Sona. Yes, it's true that they thought that if they did it, he would change and leave the perverted side, she said something sad. Gustav. I see, and answering your question, I heard Riaz and Akeno, or rather, it seemed like they were fighting, he said thoughtfully. Sona. And what do you plan to do? You will tell Issei, she said curiously. Gustav. I don't know, he said with his head down. Sona. Because, she said curiously. Gustav. I don't know, if I tell him he'll think that you ask me for help so that he gets back with them, but if I don't tell him and when he finds out that I knew, he'll see me as a bad friend for not telling him. I don't know what to do, what should I do, he said, frustrated with his hands on his head. Sona. Gustav, look at me, you are the smartest boy I have ever met and I know you can find a solution, just breathe and analyze, I know you will succeed, I believe in you, she said with a loving look. Gustav. Thanks Sona, he said standing up. Sona. Don't worry, you can always count on me, she said happily. Gustav. Well, see you later, he said calmly while kissing the black-haired girl. Sona, he kissed me. 2 hours later. The starting bell had rung for 2 hours. The brown-haired boy completely ignored Iseei and company, thinking of a solution to the problem. Issei. I finally finished the day, he said tired. Bill. If you hear what you think about playing FIFA at my house, he said calmly. Issei. Of course the girls were going to go to your house to practice new recipes, right? He said calmly. Jack, he's already at your house, he said pointing at the albino. Gustav. Issei, we could talk alone, he said seriously. Issei. CL sure, he said confused by the brown-haired boy's attitude. Angel. See you at Gil's house, he said, moving forward with the other two. So both boys began to walk until they reached the occult club. Issei. What does this mean? He said a little angry. Gustav. Just come in, he said seriously. So they both entered the club until they reached where the Sairaorg club was gathered, and upon entering everyone was surprised to see both chestnuts. Riaz. Issei, what are you doing here, she said surprised but happy to see Issei. Gustav Gremory, it's time for the truth to be known. The truth is revealed. Everything was silent after what the red-eyed brown-haired boy said, but it didn't last long because the other brown-haired boy spoke. Issei. What are you talking about, he said annoyed. Gustav, shut up and listen carefully. Gremory speaks, he said seriously. Riaz. It's okay Issei, what happened that day was an idea that occurred to us, she said sadly. Issei. Yes, I noticed it, annoyed, he said seriously. Riaz. Yes, but it's not what you think. It's not because we don't love you anymore, but because it was so you would stop being perverted. But the truth is that we do love you, she said with tears. Issei. They had the idea of breaking up with me so I would stop being perverted, he said seriously, while everyone nodded. Riaz. Yes, Zenobia had the idea that when we all finished with you, you would change your way of being so that we would come back, but everything went wrong, and we had to listen to Akeno, who was opposed, she said sadly. Issei. I imagine you knew that, he said looking at the blonde and the transvestite. Kiba. Yes, they told us about the plan and told us to give you advice so you could get them back, he said sadly. Issei. Wow, now everything makes sense, he said seriously. Riaz. If you see, it was all a stupid idea and we want to fix everything with you, she said hopefully. Issei. I see that I was the one who had to change, I was the one with the problem, no matter what I did for you, he said angrily. Riaz. Issei couldn't continue because the brown hair continued. Issei. They didn't care how much I did, I accepted you as you were, I gave my life for you, I sacrificed an arm to break that stupid engagement, but you never cared about me, now I understand you will never love me, because someone who truly loves someone accepts them as they are, but you don't, for you I had to change, he said angrily. Bekeno. No, Issei, no. She couldn't continue because Issei didn't let her. Issei. Silence says that you refused the idea, but that day you didn't say anything, you just affirmed what Riaz said, so don't talk now. Imagine that I had put myself in that plan with you, wishing that you would change. First 3 crazy religious women who bore me day and night with their prayers, but I complained. No, I even spoke to Michael, so that 2 of them could continue praying even for one of them. I almost lost my life when entering Juggernaut Driver, then who do we have? The school mascot. You know, I still feel annoyed by all the times you hit me, but I got upset. No, I even helped you accept your Nekomata part. Who follows? I clarify the crying Valkyrie, because Odin forgot her. You know, if it weren't for me, Riaz would never have turned you into her tower, because I spoke to her to do it, and I pretended surprise when they gave the news. You know where you would be if it weren't for me. We arrived with the priestess of lightning. Tell me what I didn't do for you. I made you accept your fallen part and reconcile with your father, knowing how much despise he had for the false because of Raynor. Then there are you, my so-called friends. I helped you with your past traumas and overcome the sadness of your friends, and you day by day I strove to make you leave that fear aside, but I understood that you were never my friends, because my true friends are with me in good times and bad, not like you. And finally, who do we have? Nothing more and nothing less than the great Riaz Gremory. Do you know how many defects I can detect in you? Spoiled, capricious, bossy, and it would be better if I stopped. I don't want to leave you in evidence. You know, tell me a single rating game where you really were useful against Razor. You gave up when I asked you, I begged you not to do it, I was already talking to Drake to give me his power, but you gave up. And then against Diodora you only eliminated 3 pieces with the help of a Keno, and against Sairaorg, really, show yourself how weak you were by being humiliated by your pawn, you know. If you act like a king because they are the most useless in combat, and that's why they always go to the end so as not to get in the way, but even with all those mistakes and defects, I never left you, showing how much you and the others meant to me, but they didn't know how to appreciate that, and even so they never accepted me as I am. Thanks, now I know that you never loved me, she said with tears of hate, leaving the place. Gustav. Now that I hear that, they are despicable, he said, leaving the place. After the second chestnut left, the entire Gremory entourage and arena burst into tears because they realized that the stupidity they had done was greater than they thought. Outside the club. We see Iseei hitting a tree with fury while still crying. Greg. Issei, please calm down, you will hurt yourself, he said sadly. Issei. They sniff never loved me as I am, since nobody loved me as I was, he said without stopping his blows. Gustav. That's not true, he said behind him. Issei. You knew what they had planned because you didn't tell me, he said giving him a punch, but was stopped by the brown-haired boy's hand. Gustav. I found out 2 days ago and you had to know, but Issei, I want you to listen to me now. You have a woman who truly loves you and who knew how you were and still accepted you as you were, perverted or not. She loves you and the boys, and I have been your friends since long before you were the Sairaorg, even being perverted, but because we saw the boy happy. Brave and determined, that was what we saw. If their thing is hard, but now it is time for the powerful Sairaorg to raise his face and show that this does not affect him, he said, holding Issei by the shoulders. Issei. You're right, now is not the time for regrets. Sadness and resentment. Ooh. On top of a mountain, thunder and loud explosions occurred on the outskirts of Kuo, while a strong storm covered the place. Gustav. How do you feel? He said seriously. Issei. Yes, it was fun, he said deactivating his armor. Gustav. Yes it was, and we only destroyed half the mountain, he said calmly. Issei. I think it's time for us to go home, he said as they both left the place. The cult club. Iredeed could be seen staring into space as tears ran down her cheek. Riaz. I was a complete fan, she said slowly while hugging a photo of her with a brown-haired boy. Sona. Laughter. How good you wanted laughing, what happened to you? He said, surprised by the Iredeed's appearance. Riaz. I lost him, Sona, I lost my Issei forever, she said with deep pain and sadness. Sona. You're laughing, that's what happened. Streets of Kuo. We see the church trio walking with a thoughtful look. Asia. If he really thinks that about us, then he didn't love us either, he said it would be. Arena. It's true, he's just a vile pervert, he said he would be. Zenobia. Yes, I think this made us realize what garbage it is, she said it would be. At that moment a figure stood in front of him, a trio of girls. Wow, how much hate I have for the Sairaorg, said a silver-haired boy. All 3. Volley Lucifer. 2 days later. We see the brown-haired man walking with his wife and daughter very happily, but everything was interrupted by a certain silver-haired man. Ali. But look who we have here, none other than the weakest Sairaorg in history, he said seriously. Issei. But look, if it's the loveless bastard grandson of Rizavam that you want, Vali, he said seriously. Ali. Kill you, he said, activating his armor. Issei. Bella, you and the girl look for a safe place, he said it would be. Before Vali connected his blow, Iseei stopped him without activating his armor, only using his booster gear. Ali. This is not possible, he said incredulously. Is it my imagination or you became weaker, he said, connecting a kick to the chin, breaking his armor. Ali. How is it possible with ... how did you get stronger, he said in pain. Issei. I don't know, but tell me, this isn't fun, it's not what you wanted, a real battle, he said, starting to hit him repeatedly. Ali. Albion, what's going on, he said, frustrated. Albion. I don't know how he could raise his level like that, he said worriedly. Issei. What's up, Lucifer, get up and fight me or this will be very boring, he said with his balance breaker activated. Ali. What those three said was true, their level is much higher than what it was before, he thought, frustrated. Albion. We must retreat or he will kill us. We don't know how many aces he still has up his sleeve, he said seriously in Lucifer's mind. Ali. This will not stay like this now, I am no match for you, but soon you will fall before me, he said, creating a magic circle and disappearing from the place. Issei. I don't know what he's up to, but I don't have a good feeling about it. The cult club. We can see two albinos, a black-haired girl and a red-haired girl, who looked at each other confused, except for the black-haired girl, who had a look of hate. Akeno. Why did you call us? She said with disgust. Riaz. Well, I called them to see if they wanted to try an idea to win over Iseei, she said nervously. Akeno. But what nonsense are you saying? You already saw what happened and yet you continue to understand that he doesn't love us, she said angrily. Riaz. I know and I understand it, but you see, Sona gave me the idea that we should show that we truly love him, not by acting in a perverted way or things like that, but by asking for forgiveness for causing him that pain, and showing that he can trust us, and thus be able to slowly earn his love, just like he slowly made us fall in love, she said nervously. Ross. Actually it doesn't sound bad, it's a good idea, I'm in, she said determinedly. Kaneko. Me too, anything to regain Senpai's love, she said determinedly. Riaz. Akeno, I know that it's my fault that we're like this. My bad decisions as king led us to this, but trust me, I know we can do it. Besides, you have a slight advantage because he knows very well that you didn't agree with the idea. Plus, I can help you by saying that we all pressured you not to talk, she said, taking the black-haired girl by the hands. Akeno. It's okay, I'll do everything for Iseei, she said it would be. Kaneko. But you, where is Asia and the others, she said curiously. Riaz. I don't know, they even left the house and said that since they no longer had anything with Iseei, they would no longer be in the house, she said confused. Akeno. Strange. Student council. Gustav. So you gave him an idea to make Iseei fall in love with you, he said curiously. Sona. Yes, the truth is that after what she told me and seeing her cry, I couldn't just sit back and do nothing. She's my best friend, she said sadly. Gustav. I understand, but you know it will be difficult for them, he said seriously. Sona. I hear it because you are the only friend who doesn't oppose the idea of the girls getting back with Iseei, she said curiously. Gustav. Maybe because I'm the only one who dates a she-devil, he said while kissing the black-haired girl. Sona. I told you to let me know when you do that, she said blushing. Gustav. I'm sorry but I love seeing you blush, he said amused. Sona. You're a fool, and how did Elsa and Anna take the news that we won't break the engagement, she said curiously. Gustav. Well, they just asked me if you'll live with us. Jack's house. The black-haired man was analyzing his Black Panther armor until someone knocked on the door. Jack. Yes, you do, he said curiously, seeing an ash-blonde girl with glasses and a serious look. Nice to meet you, you must be Jack, or better known as the Black Panther. Nice to meet you, my name is Sairaorg, he said politely. Jack. Nice to meet you, Miss Sairaorg. What do you want? He said politely. Sairaorg, I want him to become my fiancé. Guo building. We see the church trio unpacking their things until a silver-haired guy walks through the door. Asia. Vali-kun, how did it go? She said curiously. Ali. They were telling the truth, he is much stronger than before, he said sitting on a sofa. Zenobia. Don't worry, you'll see that soon. Haidu Issei will die. Truths. The black-haired man was in shock after what Aigars said. Jack. I'm sorry, but what did he say? He said incredulously. Sairaorg. I want him to be my fiancé, she said a little angry. Jack. Well, I can't accept your request because I'm married and I'm not in favor of a relationship. Yes, love, he said sadly. Sairaorg. I understand but I want a chance to be by your side she said blushing. Jack. Wait a second you have feelings for me he said blushing. Sakvara. He will force me to say it he said looking away. Jack. I would just like to confirm it but Miss Agers, tell me about yourself, not about you, I don't like it he said sadly. Sakvara. It's okay only if you call me by my name she said nervously. Jack. I agree Sakvara he said calmly. Sakvara. Well, since the rating game, seeing you fight provoked a feeling in my chest that no one had done before and since that day, I can't stop thinking about you she said, looking away to hide her blush. Rapunzel. And what makes you think that we believe you, how come you don't assure us that you're just an interested person looking for the support of a hero? She said, pointing with her frying pan. Sakvara. I don't know how to prove it, but it's true he said sadly. Jack. And what do your parents think according to what Issei told me? Some demons are very proud and would not accept a relationship like that he said curiously. Sakvara. My parents, as soon as I told them I had feelings for someone, were glad that I wouldn't die a spinster she said sadly. Jack. Really he said incredulously. Sakvara. That's right, they only think about seeing how I leave their house she said sadly. Jack. I see he said sadly about the girl's situation. Rapunzel. As Jack's first wife, I accept that you are with him, but you will be waiting to see if things work out, but if I notice that all this is a ruse, you will have to deal with me she said seriously. Sakvara. I understand and accept she said determinedly. Jack. Fine and you will live with us he said curiously. Sakvara. That's right, I'll also go to Sona to study at the academy she said calmly leaving the place. Jack. This is going to get out of hand. Hi to residents. We can see Issei watching TV while Bella was preparing food and Miyuki was drawing in a notebook. Issei we can talk she said nervously. Issei. What do you want? He said without interest looking at the four grimoires. Bekeno. Issei, we wanted to say that we are sorry and we understand the pain you had to go through because of us and we offer you an apology she said sincerely. Issei was speechless as he never imagined what the girls were saying and couldn't process a single word. Kaneko. We also wanted to tell you that we understand your decision to be with Bella-san, she said with a little sadness. Roswis. We also wanted to know if we could be friends, of course, if you want she said nervously. Issei. Boo. Well if we don't have to stop talking then we can be friends he said coming out of shock. Riaz. Well, thank you for listening to us. We are leaving. We have clan things to do she said smiling as they left in a magic circle. Greg. Wow I think they acted very maturely he said impressed. Issei. Yes, I'm glad to have finished things well he said happily. Greg. Hey what happened to the trio of nuns he said curiously. Issei. I don't know, but now that you mention them a strange chill ran through my body he said seriously. Greg. I'll be honest with you, stay alert. Guo Central Square. We see the rest of the heroes chatting comfortably. Bill. Are you telling me that you and Sona will be together? He said looking at the brown-haired boy. Gustav. If there is any problem he said seriously. Angel. No nothing like that, but it's strange that you would accept he said curiously. Gustav. Well, I don't know, but tell me, wouldn't you like to have a harem and in that harem have a pure-blooded she-devil he said curiously. Angel. No well yes he said amused. Bill. Yes, but most likely our girls will kill us he said scared. Gustav. Yes, but he couldn't continue because two girls appeared in front of them. Hello, you are the Avengers, said a green-haired girl in a whisper. Gustav. And who are you? He said seriously about to call his weapons. Pardon our manners, I am Vera Asmodeus and this is my friend Liz Astareth, said an albino girl. Gustav. They are demons he thought seriously. Bill. What do you want? He said curiously. Liz. We want to go out with you she said determinedly. Bill. He said in shock. Sona. I knew that these presences were yours she said it would be. Vera. Oh hello Sona what are you doing here she said curiously. Sona. 1. Come and see who those demonic presences were and 2. Stop them from hanging around with my fiancé she said in a cold manner, more so in the latter. Angel. Excuse me ladies, but we are married and why do you want to go out with us? He said seriously. Liz. The truth is that we wanted to break our engagement with some idiots who only see us as a trophy she said sadly. Bill. Just that, of course, we'll do it without problems he said while Angel nodded. Gustav. Haha, those idiots don't even know that when they do it, they'll become her fiancés he thought amused. Sona. Guys, but yes she couldn't continue because Gustav spoke. Gustav. Sona, come on, let's go see wedding dresses. You guys talk and converse he said, taking Sona quickly. Bill. Okay girls, tell us how things are. Guo Academy Occult Club. Riaz and the others were reviewing some clan papers. Riaz. Akeno, were you able to communicate with Zenobia? She said curiously. Akeno. Not yet, she said confused. Kaneko. But you, if you want, I'll go look for you, she couldn't continue. Ooh. A strong explosion destroyed a large part of the club. Riaz. Who are they? She said alertly while the others got into combat stance. Asia. But you, why so serious, she said amused while Zenobia appeared with her sword and Irina with her dark wings. Riaz. Girls, what are you doing? She said incredulously. Zenobia. We came for your head. Orgullo Gremory. Riaz and the others were in shock as the church trio was intent on killing them. Riaz. What do you mean by that? She said stunned. Zenobia. Wow, you are an idiot, aren't you? She said, launching herself with her sword, being countered by a blow from Kaneko. Akeno. Why the hell are you doing this? She said furiously. Asia. It's not obvious that the useless pervert made us understand that you are good for nothing and your destiny is to die like the trash that you are, she said, taking out a sword. Irina. And we are not the only ones who think that way, she said with a big smile. At that moment a lot of swords came out from different places towards Riaz and the others, but it was blocked by a barrier created by Roswis. Kiba. Hello, but you. Hi to residents. We can see the chestnut very thoughtful as he had a bad feeling that did not make him feel comfortable. Bella. Issei, are you okay, she said warmly. Issei. Yes, if I'm fine it's nothing, he said calmly. Bella. Issei, I'm your wife. I know you're not okay. Please tell me what's wrong, she said worriedly. Issei. It's not calm at all, it's just that since I had the conversation with Riaz and her entourage, I have a bad feeling, he said thoughtfully. Bella. Do you think they are planning something against you or something similar? She said curiously. Issei. I don't know, this is very, he couldn't continue because he left something out. The couple went to the place where the broken object was, which was a photo of the entire Gremory entourage, but the curious thing is that the photo was broken in two parts, one had Riaz, Kaneko, Akeno, Roswis and Iseei, and in the other there was Zenobia, Kiba, Gasper and Irina. Issei. I have to go see Riaz. Go shopping mall. We see a brunette, still with brown hair, walking calmly while they were talking. Sona. You're a bad friend, you know, she said seriously. Gustav. It will be really nice to see their faces when they find out that they are now the fiancés of those girls, he said amused. Sona. See, that's what I mean, if you were a good friend you would have told them about that little detail, she said it would be. Gustav. If you want, I'll take care of it and I'll help you, he couldn't continue because Sona started to pull on his ear. Sona. Of course I help them, of course, to become the fiancé of those lizards, of course not. Wait until Elsa and Anna find out about this, she said, quite upset. Gustav. Ow, it was a joke, don't get angry, hey, what's that? He said, pained, looking at some strange lights in a place. Sona. With them, Gustav, she said worriedly, seeing how the chestnut faded and fell to the ground when he saw the lights. While that was happening, some strange images appeared in the chestnut's mind. Perfect balance as everything should be. Help me achieve my goal, and I will help you, Trahixa. I must find the 6 infinity gems. At that moment, strange bright objects appeared in what looked like a strange glove. Sona. Gustav reacts, she said worried. Gustav. The Infinity Stones. The Cult Club. The fight between members of the Gremory clan took place. Akeno. How did they get so strong? She said worriedly while having an aerial battle with Irina. Irina. Come on, tell me, Akeno, don't tell me you don't hate Riaz for her stupidity, come on, join volley, it will make you stronger, she said, showing a mark on her arm. Akeno. Maybe Rissa was wrong, but that doesn't make her go after that damn Lucifer, like a vile boar, she said, giving him a strong blow with the power of lightning. Kaneko. I can't believe that after what Butchu did for you, you're paying her back like this, she said annoyed, trying to hit Asia, who was defending herself with her blue dragon. Asper. Why don't you shut up? He said, freezing Kaneko so that the blonde's dragon could hit her directly. Riaz. Kaneko worried scream. Tiba. You should concentrate on the battle, Butchu said, giving a small cut on his arm. Zenobia. They will all die believing that that useless pervert will forgive them, haha, they are so stupid, she said mockingly, while having a tough fight with Roswis. Issei. I really never thought they could disappoint me, but they managed to surprise me, they are some bores, he said seriously, appearing above them. Zenobia. But look who we have here, idiot, she couldn't continue because she, Kiba, Gasper and Asia fell with great pain. Riaz. Issei, don't get involved in this, she said it would be with a terrifying voice, and she had a strange magic circle in her hand. Irina. Cursed is the curse of the evil Yukon, she said annoyed, receiving another lightning bolt from Akeno. Riaz. I helped them with their pain, I gave them another chance to live, and I gave them my friendship, and they spit in my face, she said furiously, releasing the power of destruction in her other hand. Ollie. I can't let you kill them, he said seriously, creating several magic circles taking the traitors out of the place. Riaz. I'm pathetic, sniff, even the people I thought were my family betray me, sniff, she said, falling to her knees while crying hard. Bekeno. Riaz, that's not true, she said while she, Kaneko and Ross hugged her tightly. Issei. They are right, you are Riaz Gremory, the Princess of Ruin, it is time for you to raise your head and show why you have that name, he said, caressing the Redeed's head. Riaz. Iseei, she said sadly. Issei. You taught us that when we get up, oh maybe you don't remember anymore, he said seriously. Kaneko. But you Issei is right, we have to get up and show how strong we are, she said, trying to cheer up. Riaz. Girls, you think the same, she said looking at the other albino and the black-haired girl. Ross was always but you, she said with encouragement. Bekeno. You already said it, we are a family and we will always support each other, she said with a smile. Riaz. Thank you, it's time to become stronger. Unpleasant surprise. 5 days later. Days have passed since the incident, the leaders were quite surprised but quickly got to work looking for the new criminals, in addition to the fact that the evil pieces in Michael's card no longer worked, implying that they were blocking the objects to track them, but let's change the scene. It should also be said that Riaz and what's left of her entourage have begun hard training to not let themselves be trampled by the traitors, in addition to Sakvara and the boys joining the occult club to protect the girls at the request of the leaders. Riaz. Issei, we already told you that it is not necessary for you to take care of us, we are not children, she said, pouting. Issei. Yes, I know, but some help wouldn't hurt, he said calmly while drinking a cup of tea. Gustav. Hi, do I see, where the hell are you, serious shout entering the club held by the other boys. Issei. What's wrong, why are you like this? He said nervously. Gustav. Come on, smart guy, tell me the truth, you accepted a musical challenge for when the holidays start, he said angrily. Issei. Yes. Yes I did. I thought it would be a good idea to relax, he said nervously. Gustav. I see, tell me, it's a musical challenge that will be in less than 6 days, tell me how the hell we are going to create a song out of nothing, he said seriously. Kaneko. Gustav senpai has a good point, she said while eating a cookie. Issei. Well I don't know, he said nervously. Jack. Wait, like you don't know, he said incredulously. Issei. What are you talking about? He said without understanding. Bill. We thought you would have a song for that day, he said incredulously. Issei. What me, why, he said scared. Angel. You accepted as if nothing had happened, we thought you would have the solution, he said seriously. Issei. I don't, he said nervously. Gustav. Wow, they did it again, he said with a hand on his head. Sakvara. What a thing they did again, she said curiously like the rest of the club. Gustav. You see, the boys tend to mess things up when I'm not around, he said heavily. Ross. Seriously, he couldn't continue because 2 magic circles appeared, revealing Liz and you'll see. Riaz. What are you doing here? She said curiously. You see. Well, since Gil and Angel fixed the problems we had with our arranged marriages, our parents engaged us to them, said the happy girl. Angel. Gil, what, they screamed in astonishment. Liz. Yes, Gil is my fiancé, and Angel is really, she said happily. Gustav. Ha, they really did it, I can't believe it, ha, he said laughing his head off. Bill. What are you laughing at? This is serious, he said nervously. Angel. Wait a second, you knew that, he said seriously. Gustav. Not like you think, he said mockingly. Bill. You knew because you didn't tell us, he said angrily. Gustav. You knew it too, he said seriously. Angel. What are you talking about? How were we supposed to know? He said seriously. Gustav. Issei told us in the past how he freed Riaz from her commitment to the Phoenix, and thanks to that he became her fiancé, he said seriously. Jack. It's true, you should know that he couldn't continue because he felt like a magical presence appeared on the outskirts of the city. Riaz. We should go see, she said it would be. So everyone, including the Citri entourage, went to see who that magical presence belonged to, which was known to a couple of people, resulting in a horrible scene. Kaneko. One saw me, she said worriedly. In front of everyone was Kuroka on the floor covered in blood and in a terrible state. Issei. Kuroka, what happened to you, he said quickly approaching her followed by Kaneko. Kuroka. Wow. It was Bali he attempt by he raped me, but I resisted I tried to escape, but those crazy religious people attacked me, I saw Arthur die for protecting me, she said weakly while shedding tears. Riaz. And what happened to LaFay? She said worriedly. Kuroka. She escaped on her own, she said sadly. Gustav. I see, are you okay, he said when he saw his partner while his hair covered his eyes. Issei. Ah, curse, those stupid guys are going to regret it, he shouted releasing a large amount of power. Greg. Issei, calm down, you will enter Juggernaut Drive, he said, appearing on his arm. Jack. Yes, I see, I know this makes you angry, but the important thing is to help improve, he said seriously. Gustav. I agree, we have to help her, he said seriously. Issei. I think you're right, he said, regaining his calm. Sona. Come on, I'll take her to a special room so that her recovery will be faster, she said it would be. Without thinking twice, the brown-haired boy picked up the brunette while Kaneko held back the urge to cry. Riaz. Don't worry, you'll see that it will be okay, she said, hugging the albino girl who began to shed tears. Issei. Volley Lucifer, you signed your death sentence. Unknown location. Rizavam. When will we attack? He said seriously, looking at Onslaught. Onslaught. Calm down, you know that's the reason why many fail, they rush, and that takes its toll on them, you'll see that when we attack we will destroy our enemies, he said seriously. Rizavam. Okay, I'll trust you. Location in space. Father, when will we act? Said a blue woman. Calm down, Nebula, everything must fit together before acting, the slightest mistake could cause our failure, said a purple being in a calm voice, but with a smile. Nebula. As my Lord Thanos commands. Citri House, Kuo City. We see how Sona and her queen took Kuroka to a room, much to Kaneko's concern. Kaneko. But she will be fine, she said with teary eyes. Riaz. You'll see, don't worry, she said, hugging the albino. Akeno. We must stop those bastards, she said it would be. Sikvera. We should also look for that girl, she is not safe from those damn people, she said she would be. Riaz. You're right, I'll call my Oni-sama so that he and the leaders can help us search, she said, creating a magic circle. Gustav. Issei, we can talk, he said, separating from the group, entering another room. Issei. Tell me what's going on, he said curiously. Gustav. I know that we haven't been able to talk these last few days, but now that we're going to Wonderland, we have to look for information about something very important, he said seriously. Issei. What should we look for? He said seriously. Gustav, the Infinity Gems. The holidays begin. 3 days later. The boys have been on the alert for traitors and have searched for Lefay but without results, but on the other hand, Kuroka has fully recovered, and after what happened, Kaneko and she made peace, and now they seek to re-establish that sisterly bond. Kuroka. Riaz, I can talk to you, she said in a firm voice. Riaz. Hi Kuroka, what's up? She said calmly. Kuroka. Riaz Gremory, I want to be part of your entourage, she said it would be surprising Riaz. Riaz. Are you sure, she said, coming out of shock. Kuroka. Totally, and this could help me get closer to Shirin, she said with a smile. Riaz. It's okay if you're sure, I'll do it, she said calmly. So they proceeded to perform the ritual using 2 pawns, but the strange thing was that when they finished, a damaged bishop piece fell to the ground and turned to dust. Riaz. What was that? She said confused. Kuroka. They were my ties with my former master, she said with a nostalgic look. Riaz. I see, well Kuroka, I welcome you to the Gremory clan, she said with a big smile. Kuroka. Thank you very much, Riaz-sama. Classroom, Kuo Academy. Issei. That's it, he said with a victorious smile. Jack. What's wrong? He said curiously. Issei. I've finished the song, he said proudly. Angel? Really, he said in surprise. Issei. Look, here it is, he said happily, while the boys looked at a sheet of paper. Gustav. It seems like it's a good song, but where is the track or the bass of the song? He said curiously. Issei. Like the bass, he said confused. Bill. Well, if this isn't a freestyle where you can fit into a bass, this is a complete song, we need to create a bass, he said calmly. Issei. Oh, it can't be, I thought our problem was already solved, he said frustrated. Gustav. Well, don't worry guys, Iseei already did his part creating the lyrics, now it's our turn, so we have 3 days, so starting today you will go to my house to create a track, understood, he said seriously. Bill, Jack, Angel understood, they said determinedly. Issei. Thanks guys, he said relieved. Bill. Don't even mention it, he said happily. Angel. It will be fun, he said calmly. Gustav. We are a team and we always help each other, he said happily. Jack. Remember to tell our wives and fiancés about this, he said calmly. Issei. Yes, it's true, his fiancés. 7 hours later. Night covered the city of Kuo, and the Gremory and Citri retinues patrolled different areas with the help of an Avenger. Riaz. How strange, she said curiously. Issei. There have been no renegade demons for a few days, how strange, he said thoughtfully. We told them that they will not attack this territory for the moment, said a mocking voice very familiar to those present. Akeno. Ara, but it's Shidu's traitor hit, she said with her sadistic tone. Irina. Why is there so much hostility that we weren't friends, she said pretending sadness. Issei. "Oh yes, super friends, but hey, I like your new style, even though you don't have the beauty of a fallen angel," he said mockingly. Irina. "Shut your mouth, you bucking pervert, a fallen angel killed you the first time, and this time too," she said, taking out a spear of light. Issei. "Verbal threat, I feel threatened," he said, pretending to be scared. Irina. "Damn you, stop mocking me," she said, launching into the attack. The chestnut was about to hit the chestnut tree, but a lightning bolt sent it flying. Bakeno. "I'm sorry Issei-kun, but I would like to take care of her," she said it would be. Issei. "Go ahead, you can do it," he said, holding on to the side. Irina. "Damn you, she'll kill you." She couldn't continue because Akeno appeared in front of her, hitting her with lightning in her fist. Akeno. "Sorry, did you say something?" she said curiously. Irina. "How is it possible that I have the power of the hacker Yuku because I am losing?" she said, annoyed. Akeno. "Easy, I fight with my own power, and I'm not a stupid girl who needs someone else's power," she said, appearing behind her, pulling one of the wings. Irina. "Damn, what are you doing?" she said in despair. Akeno. "You do not deserve these wings, neither as an angel nor as a fallen one. You stain both factions with your mere existence," she said, tearing off one of them. Irina. "You will regret it," she said in pain, pulling herself out of the brunette's grip and retreating into a magic circle. Akeno. "They think I'm exaggerating," she said curiously, holding the wing. Issei. "I think it was good." 2 days later. The boys were finally on vacation and were ready to head off to Wonderland, but they got a little surprise. Issei. "Guys, what are the girls doing here?" he said curiously, watching Sona and her entourage, Sakvara, Vera and Liz with some suitcases. Gustav. "You see, our wives invited them to see their homes," he said heavily. Ella. "Issei, I also invited Riaz and her group. Since I saw that they get along so well now, I thought it wasn't a bad idea," she said happily as Riaz and her entourage appeared. Riaz. "Hello, we are sorry for the delay," she said calmly. Issei. "Strange is going to kill us," he said, frustrated. Dr. Strange. "Not exactly, I've already seen this, and don't worry, that's why I'm here to avoid taking them without revealing the location of the temples," he said, calmly creating a portal. Issei. "Well, let's go," he said as everyone crossed a portal and appeared in front of a huge tower with a giant A. Bill. "I think it's the best place for all of us to stay," he said calmly. Riaz. "Wow, this place is amazing," she said, impressed. Issei. "Welcome to Avengers Tower," he said happily. Sona. "They have their own building," she said, shocked. Gustav. "Well, you know," he said with a nervous smile. Peter. "Hello, you're here," said the Silver Flash. Issei. "Hi Silver, how are things?" he said, greeting the boy. Peter. "Well, everything is very festive for tomorrow's event," he said calmly. Sakvara. "Where are they going to sing?" she said curiously. Jack. "That's right," he couldn't continue because a voice caught everyone's attention. "So you are the Avengers," said a girl accompanied by 3 others in superstar outfits. Issei. "Yes, and you are?" he said curiously. "We are KTA. Battle of the Bands." Issei. "So you are the ones who challenged us," he said seriously. Ari. "That's right, and we like that they accepted our challenge," she said it would be. Jack. "And what do we owe your visit to?" he said seriously. Isa. "We just wanted to see if the new Avengers hadn't chickened out," she said mockingly. Angel. "Ha, we Avengers never back down," he said, annoyed. Anali. "Hey, don't get upset. The one who gets angry loses," she said, amused. Gustav. "Guys, calm down, they are right, the best will be defined tomorrow," he said calmly. Evelyn. "Oh, I thought Thor's successor would be more aggressive," she said mockingly. Gustav. "I am, but only on the battlefield, not with a group of women who act like children," he said calmly, turning his back on the group of girls. Elsa. "He's also aggressive in bed," she said happily, blushing at the girls while Anna nodded. Sona. "I'm looking forward to our wedding night," she thought, blushing. Issei. "Well, ladies of KTA, see you tomorrow in battle," he said, entering the building with the rest. This is how the boys introduced the new Avengers to their guests. Unknown location. Ollie. "So the hybrid hitch did this to you," he said, seeing Irina with her back bleeding. Irina. "Yes, but they have also become strong, I don't understand why," she said, annoyed. Zenobia. "Don't worry, you'll see that we'll get revenge," she said it would be. Ollie. "She's right, she'll kill us soon." Fifth heaven. Gabriel. "Tell me what brings you here, Sairaorg," he said it would be. Sairaorg. "Hey, why are you so upset?" she said, confused. Gabriel. "If you really want to know, I'll tell you. Because of Riaz and his entourage, Iseei sees the factions differently, and now it will be impossible for me to get close to him," she said angrily but with clear sadness. Sairaorg. "You know you're not the only one, you know," she said sadly. Gabriel. "You love him too," she said in amazement. Sairaorg. "That's how he is since I met him, his way of being, his warm smile, But now he sees me as a weakling who is good for nothing, she said, while lowering her head and tears coming out of her face. Gabriel. Sorry, I didn't know how you felt, he said sadly. Sairaorg. And the worst thing sniff is that Sona didn't want to help me get closer to him sniff, he says that I have to fall in love with him on my own sniff, she said crying uncontrollably. Gabriel. Actually that's not a bad idea, she said thoughtfully. Sairaorg. What are you talking about sniff? She said trying to calm down. Gabriel. Sairaorg, let's win Isei's heart. The next day. Wonderland 10:30 p.m. The boys, along with their companions and the new members of the Avengers, arrived at the great festival where there was a huge audience. Issei. My god, how many people, he said incredulously. Bill. I had never performed at an event with so many people, he said nervously. Presenter. There you have them, they were X-Men with counting stars, he said while the group of mutants left the stage. Issei. Everyone here is pretty good, he said nervously. Ari. And that's just the beginning, people are warming up their engines, by the way, you will be the ones to close the event, and by the way, you will sing 3 songs, said Allegra appearing with her group. Issei. Well we understand, he said retreating with the boys. Oh the Avengers, it's good that they're here now, said a man in black. Issei. Hello, excuse me, who are you? He said curiously. Pardon my manners, I'm Jim Carrey, the organizer of this event, he said happily. Issei. Nice to meet you, he said greeting. Jim. Please follow me, I'll take you to your personal box, he said, starting to walk. 10 minutes later. Jim. Here you will have everything you need, you can ask for anything, and by the way it is a great honor to have the most powerful heroes on the planet and their guests here, he said as he left the stage that it was beautiful and the concert could be appreciated and heard perfectly. Issei. Well now what the hell do we do, he said nervously. Angel. 3 songs, this wasn't the deal, he said nervously. Bill. We're screwed, he said sweating. Riaz. Calm down guys, this can be solved, she said trying to calm the boys down. Bella. She's right, this is just a small setback, she said calmly. Issei. Girls don't understand, it took me 2 days to write the lyrics for the song and they took another 3 to complete it, he said nervously. Akeno. Guys, instead of getting upset, we should find a solution, she said seriously while everyone nodded. 1 hour later. Issei. Okay, an hour has passed and we haven't come up with anything, he said frustrated. Jack. Guys, look, it's the KDA girls' turn, he said, looking with Gustav. Angel. They beat us well, he said, starting to walk to the door. Host. They were the sensational group KDA. Jim. Well, young people, it's your turn, he said entering the box. Issei. Yes, let's go, he said nervously. Jack. We're going to make a fool of ourselves, he said nervously. Sikvera. Good luck, she said kissing the black-haired boy next to Rapunzel. Sona. Even if it's just 1 song, show your talent, she said while kissing the brown-haired boy along with Elsa and Anna. You see. You can, she said kissing her fiancé along with her harem partner. Liz. Good luck, she said kissing the albino next to Jasmine. Girls. Daddies, you can do it, they said happily. Bella. Give it your best, she said while kissing Iseei. Riaz. Good luck guys, she said happily with her entourage. So the boys went up to the stage where people showed them love and respect. Audience. Avengers, Avengers, Avengers. Issei. Good boy Gustav bass, Gil piano, Angel guitar and Jack drums, he said nervously. Gustav. Issei, you can just let the lyrics flow, he said happily. Issei. 1, 2, 3. Audience. Avengers, 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 they shouted excitedly just like the girls. Gustav. Issei, take that guitar, let me sing, he said calmly. Issei. But what a song, he said nervously. Gustav. Remember the high school melody, he said seriously. Issei. You have a song for that, he said incredulously. Gustav. So it is, so 1, 2, 3. Issei. Guys, let's not stop, we have another song and I have the lyrics in my head, he said animatedly. Issei. Thank you all for coming, we are the Avengers. Great threat and training. The next day. The boys were happily having breakfast after what happened at the concert. Sona. Wow guys, the press loves you, she said while reading the newspaper while having breakfast. Riaz. I must admit that was incredible. I never imagined that you would sing so well, she said looking at the brown-haired boy. Issei. Well, music has always been something I've always liked, he said with a big smile. Akeno. Wow, we spent a lot of time together and we didn't know everything about you, she said sadly. Issei. Yes, but I don't know everything about you either, but we have time to get to know each other better, right? He said with a smile, giving hope to the girls. Riaz. Hey Iseei, could we ask you a favor, she said nervously. Issei. Tell me what's wrong, he said curiously. Riaz. Could you help us train? She said nervously. Issei. Sure, why not, he said happily. Ring ring. Acme brand sound effects. The bell rang, catching everyone's attention. Greg. A group of people are at the entrance, said from the booster gear. Issei. I'm going to go see, he said while everyone followed him. 1 minute later. Issei. Hello, what do you want? He said curiously, seeing a group of girls. So you're the Avengers, you don't seem like that big of a deal anymore, said a red-haired woman in a black suit with horns mockingly. Issei. Excuse me, who are you and why are you here to offend us? He said seriously. You don't know who we are, said a blonde girl in a blue suit with an S on her chest, annoyed. Bill. Certainly not the slightest idea, he said thoughtfully. We are the Justice League, said an annoyed woman with an Amazonian appearance. Gustav. How good, he said closing the door. Jack. And you're like, he said with a WTF face. Crash. One of the girls knocked down the door, leaving them confused. Sairaorg. Hey, this is private property, she said seriously. Who do they think they are to close the door on us, said a red-haired girl with a trident. Angel. It's our building and property and we can do whatever we want, he said seriously. Still, that's rude, said an annoyed girl with horns. Issei. And break a person's door if he is polite, he said seriously. Don't change the subject, said a red-haired girl in purple clothes. Gustav. Be polite or you can't leave our building, and we let this incident go unnoticed, he said seriously. Fine, but remember, you are not the best heroes, said the Amazon angrily as they left. Issei. They really are heroines, but they are very crazy, he said with a drop of sweat. Doctor Strange. Hey guys, he said as he appeared sitting in a room. Issei. Hey Drive Strange, what brings you here, he said curiously. Doctor Strange. I came to say hello and bring these books, he said, opening a circle and 7 rather thick books appearing. Gustav. It's about that, right, he said seriously. Doctor Strange. If it's about the gems, I also came for something else, he said seriously. Issei. What a thing, he said curiously. Doctor Strange. I want to train those girls, he said, pointing at the 5 high-class devils. Rias. We. The XD world, underworld, Grimory Castle. We see the Redeed in a strange room attacking a greenhead in a bestial manner. Bajuka. Hey, I haven't seen you so determined in years, he said with some fatigue. Surzich. I know, but Iseei-kun is right, we have become weak, we must get in shape and if possible increase our power, he said, putting himself on guard. Kill. Forward Lucifer. 6th heaven. We see Michael dodging spears of light while he launched his attacks at exact points. Uriel. Brother, don't you think it's enough? He said worriedly, seeing his brother on his knees. Michael. Not at all, Iseei and the Avengers showed me that the enemy gets stronger and we don't. Besides, this will serve as an example for you and the rest of the angels, he said standing up. Gabriel. Father would be proud. Kyoto, Japan. We see 2 Kyubas fighting. Isaka. What's wrong, you're tired already, she said looking at her daughter. Kunu. I could do this all day, she said resuming the fight. Isaka. Okay, show me how strong you can be, he said attacking without hesitation. Juno. Issei, I will show you that I am strong and we can be together. Asgard Odin's palace. Thunder crashed loudly as 4 people fought relentlessly. Thor. I can't believe what that brat said will affect us so much, he said seriously. Apollo. Don't complain or be upset because I'm beating you, he said mockingly, making the god of thunder angry. Odin. Leave the talk for later, he said seriously while continuing his own fight. Zeus. Come on old man, show me what you got, he said seriously. All. Just because we're gods doesn't mean we can't get stronger. Grigori. Azazel. We are really so weak, he said drinking a glass of wine. Shemhazai. Hey, you're not going to train, he said seriously. Azazel. I don't think I can increase my power, but well, I think we'll go, he said getting up from his seat. Shemhazai. Barakiel will also come. Wonderland Avengers building. The boys were more than surprised by what Strange said. Issei. Really, he said incredulously. Doctor Strange. That's right, and I'll also send some friends to train the other girls, of course, if they agree, he said seriously. Rias. Okay, if we can increase our power we will do it, she said with a firm voice. You see. I'm with her. The boys are known as the most powerful heroes on the planet. As their partners, we must be at their level, she said determinedly while Sonaliz and Sairaorg nodded. The Keno. If we have the opportunity to become stronger, we will take it, she said determinedly, while the rest of the Grimory and Citri entourage nodded. Doctor Strange. Well, it's decided. Wonderland location unknown. So the Avengers are back here, how funny, said a blonde woman with a sadistic smile. That's what my lady is going to do now that you know, said a man with a giant axe. I will show you the power of Amora the Enchantress. Tension with the League. Doctor Strange's temple. Doctor Strange. Visualize the place, focus your mind and you will get it, he said while the demons tried to create portals. Riaz. Mr. Strange, what are we going to do after this? She said curiously as her portal slightly opened. Dr. Strange. Slow down, Miss Gremory, you must learn to walk before you start running, he said calmly. Sona. So Mr. Strange, she said showing a portal perfectly showing the Citri castle. Dr. Strange. Well, Miss Citri, it seems that being supernatural beings, they learn much faster, he said in amazement. Sikvera. How will the others fare? Asgard Odin's palace. Broswis. This is incredible, your story is much richer in information said in a large library. Loki. I'm glad to hear that and I'm surprised to see an Asgardian from another world, he said bringing some books. Broswis. Well, I was also surprised when Issei told me that there was another Asgard, she said happily. Loki. You like it, don't you? He said curiously. Broswis. I'm so obvious, she said embarrassed. Loki. Well, it's not hard to notice every time you say his name you get a sparkle in your eyes, he said calmly. Broswis. Really, she said blushing. Loki. It's not a lie, he said mockingly. Broswis. Huh? She said incredulously. Loki. I am the god of deception, you forgot, he said calmly. Broswis. It's true, he said scratching his head. Loki. Well, read these books and then the real training will begin. Avengers Tower. We see Kaneko, Kuroka and the rest of the Citri clan training hard with She-Hulk and Scarlet with Jennifer. Okay, Kaneko, Kuroka, that's how it is. After a while, we'll try to mix her blows with Senjutsu to increase her power, she said calmly. Kaneko, Kuroka. Yes, they said determinedly. Wanda. Tsubaki, can I talk to you girls? You guys continue? She said it would be. Tsubaki. Miss Maximoff, what's wrong, she said curiously. Wanda. Tell me why you attack so badly, you don't have your mind on training, she said it would be. Tsubaki. No, it's nothing, he said, deflecting nothing. Wanda. Don't lie, that doesn't work on me, or do you want me to enter your mind, she said manifesting energy in her hands. Tsubaki. Well, you know Gustav, right? She said nervously. Wanda. Yes, it's obvious since he's an Avenger, she said curiously. Tsubaki. Well, he asked me to be his girlfriend and I told him no, but now that I see him with Sona, it makes me angry to see him with her, she said sadly. Wanda. Then why did you say no? She said curiously. Tsubaki. I let myself be influenced by Kiba and Gasper, they told me that he was a womanizer who liked to play with women, and I made the mistake of believing them instead of confronting him or talking to him. Now I'm boiling with jealousy for my stupidity because at the end of the day I love him, she said sadly while holding back her tears. Wanda. I admit that what you did was stupid, very stupid, but it is not the time to regret it because you are not doing what you should have done from the beginning. Talk to him, he will surely accept you. We all make mistakes, she said calmly. Tsubaki. I'll try. Desolate field. Gustav. Come on Akeno, put more effort into it, he said seriously while throwing thunder at her. Akeno. Do you think this is for the best? She said tiredly. Gustav. Yeah, calm down, this will increase your ability to use your rays in greater quantity and greater power, he said calmly. Akeno. I see, thanks for training me, she said standing up. Gustav. It's nothing but tell me how the plan with Issei is going, he said curiously. Akeno. How do you know about that? She said in surprise. Gustav. Easy, she's my fiancé, forget it, he said calmly. Akeno. If it's true but couldn't continue because someone spoke. So you're the new Thor, said a muscular man in a red suit and white cape with a lightning bolt on his chest. Gustav. Yes, sorry, who are you? He said raising an eyebrow. Pardon my manners, my name is Shazam, I belong to the Justice League, he said proudly. Gustav. I see and I owe you your visit, Mr. Shazam, he said curiously. Shazam, I came to confront you. Bella's house. Issei. Guys, don't you think it's unfair that Gustav is the only one working and we're not? He said thoughtfully. Bill. I say no, he said calmly. Jack. It was his decision, he said relaxed. Angel. That's right, nobody forced him, he said nonchalantly. Ooh. The boys left the house worried about that sudden explosion. Issei. What's going on here, he said seriously. That girl. This is none of your business, Avengers, she said in pain falling in front of them. But look who we have here, the Avengers, said a black-haired woman in a black and yellow suit. Issei. Who are you, he said seriously. Oh wow, you don't know me, but it doesn't matter. I'll introduce myself. My name is Superwoman, she said seriously. Starfire. You've finished the introductions, well now get ready to fall, she said, throwing a bunch of attacks. Superwoman. I can't believe they are heroes, they look like rookies, she said mockingly. Batgirl. Shut up, we will defeat you, she said throwing her batarang. If they can't handle her, how is this going to get fun? Said a strange-looking girl with 2 pigtails. Wonder Woman. Harley Quinn, he said seriously, appearing next to Supergirl. Superwoman. Until they arrived I was already getting bored, but hey girls, you can leave now, she said, amused. At that moment several supervillains appeared, worrying the people nearby. Wonder Woman. This is not possible, she said nervously. Harley Quinn. Are they afraid of death? She said happily. Superwoman. Prepare to die. She couldn't continue because Issei hit her with a powerful ray. Issei. I think you're forgetting a small detail, he said seriously while the other Avengers save Gustav appeared. Supergirl. We told them not to get involved, she said with disgust. Issei. Enough, you look like little girls acting immaturely. This is not a game of who is the best superhero. Look around you, there are innocent people who need to be protected, and you can't defeat them all alone, he said seriously, leaving the heroine silent. Superwoman. Oh, the brat wants to act like a hero, how touching, she said mockingly. Issei. Prepare to fall. The great power. Desolate field. Gustav. Excuse me, what is your name? He said curiously. Shazam. I already told you, it's Shazam, he said seriously. Gustav. I'm sorry, I just can't imagine you coming to the battlefield and shouting, I am Shazam, he said, scratching the back of his neck. Shazam. Seriously, just for that, well, that doesn't matter to me anymore, let's fight, he said seriously. Gustav. Okay, but could you give me a strong demonstration of how you would say what I said? He said, putting his hands in a sign of supplication. The Keno. What is he trying to do, she thought, confused. Shazam. Okay, I'm Shazam, he said at the top of his lungs as a lightning bolt hit him, turning him into a child. Before saying anything, Gustav moved at high speed, holding him by the mouth. Gustav. Billy Baston, did you think I would be so stupid as to not have studied other heroes? He said seriously while the boy looked at him scared. The Keno. I don't need to fight, she said incredulously. Gustav. Look Billy, I'll take my hand off and you'll stay calm, you understand, he said seriously while doing what he said. Billy, why don't you attack me? He said curiously. Gustav. Because I am a hero and an honorable warrior and I did this to teach you that you should not be so trusting or it will cost you your life, he said, turning his back. Billy. I think you're right, I was very careless, he said sadly. Gustav. Now transform, your group and mine are in trouble, he said seriously, taking out his axe. Billy. Shazam screams, becoming muscular. Gustav. Well, Keno, we'll go ahead, he said seriously while the black-haired girl nodded. The Keno. Make sure Iseei doesn't get hurt, she said nervously. Gustav, now we have to go. But the rest of the Avengers. The battle began. While the battle was very even, but the villains had a slight advantage since they knew the weaknesses of the League members. Issei. Come on Drag, all power in the Unibeam, he said, launching a powerful attack from his chest, sending Superwoman away. Supergirl. Because you don't have to help us, she said confused. Issei. We already told you that we are all heroes, and our mission is to protect the innocent, he said seriously. Poison Ivy. If they managed to protect them, she said, throwing her plants. Before Iseei could reach the plants, they were cut off by a shield. Bill. I'm sorry, but I'm your rival, he said seriously, holding the shield again. Angel. Jack, how are you? He said, shooting an arrow at Harley Quinn. Jack. If you call me in 5 minutes I would appreciate it, I'm a little busy, he said seriously while fighting with Cheetah. Cheetah. I will show you who rules the jungle, he said, trying to cut him off. Jack. Of course I know it's a panther, he said happily. Blackfire. I'm getting bored of this, she said while dropping Starfire. Wonder Woman. Fight me, she said, standing in front of the black-haired girl. Peril. How about 2 against 1? Said the Sapphire seriously. Before continuing, 2 powerful rays fell in the middle of the battle, stopping everyone. Gustav. What's up guys, everything's fine, everything's correct, he said calmly, leaving everyone confused. Shazam. Wow, you were right, he said looking at the battlefield. Gustav. Well, who's next? He said, looking at the brown-haired boy. Issei. Well, I don't know who you want as a rival, he said confused. Gustav. Well, I got it now, he said, throwing a lightning bolt at Carol. Blackfire. You'll be damned if you pay for this, she said, launching herself at the brown-haired boy. Shazam. I'm sorry but I'm your opponent, he said seriously, starting a very close fight. Issei. I think this is me. He couldn't continue because Superwoman hit him, sending him flying. Superwoman. Don't get distracted, she said seriously. Issei. I don't do it, he said, appearing in front of her, hitting her in the abdomen. Harley Quinn. Superwoman, we must retreat now, we are at a disadvantage, we will not be able to win, she said seriously. Superwoman. I think you're right, she said seriously. Harley Quinn. Girls go away, screams as the girls stopped fighting and stood next to Harley. Superwoman. We will meet again, Issei, and next time I will win, she said seriously. Before the boys approached, Harley opened a strange sphere that opened a portal that absorbed them and then closed. Issei. Wow, that was intense, he said happily. Gustav. What's up, brothers, how did you end up fighting with them? He said curiously. Issei. Well, the truth is that we don't know very well, only that we were in Bella's house when there were some explosions, we went out, and when we saw there was a battlefield, he said calmly. Supergirl thanks, she said nervously with her friends. Issei. You're welcome, and remember, just because we're different doesn't mean we have to get along badly, he said happily, while the other boys smiled. Wonder Woman. Well, he sees us, we see, she said blushing like the others while they left with Shazam. Issei. Well, that was weird, he said confused. Riaz. Guys are okay, she said appearing with the other demons. Issei. Don't worry, nothing happened, we just had a little battle, he said happily. Dr. Strange. I'd say this was more than just a little battle, he said seriously looking at the place. Gustav. For the record, I just arrived, the disaster was them, he said calmly. Issei. Shut up, he said with a nervous smile. Gustav. I see, since the girls are gathered and the rest of the Avengers, I think it's time to tell them the mission we have to do, he said seriously. Sona. Gustav, what are you talking about? She said curiously. Bill. Yes, old man, what are you talking about? He said seriously. Issei. About the Infinity Gems. Unknown location. Nebula. Sir, we have the location of the Infinity Gems, he said it would be. Thanos. Perfect, but I need someone I can use without them noticing, he said seriously. Nebula. What do you think of that Doomsday guy, she said it would be. Thanos. It's time to get to work. The XD world. Osaka City. Bali. Tell me, Rizavam, how can I kill that damn Issei, he said seriously. Rizavam. Wow, dear grandson, I can see your hatred against that boy, tell me why, he said curiously. Bali. Because like the strongest hacker Yuku can be matched with a simple reincarnated human, he said annoyed. Rizavam. I see, and I have what is indicated, he said giving him a bottle. Bali. And what is this, he said seriously. Rizavam. Blood of Samuel. The threat of the gems. Before starting, I apologize for the inactivity, but for one reason or another I forgot to update this story, but well, better late than never. Let's start. Avengers Tower. All the Avengers were gathered in a large room with the boys' wives and what was left of the Grimory clan while Doctor Strange stood before them. Issei. Doctor, you can start, he said seriously. Doctor Strange. Of course. The Infinity Stones were 6 immensely powerful stone-like objects linked to different aspects of the universe, created by cosmic entities. Each of the stones possessed unique abilities that were manipulated and altered by different extraterrestrial civilizations over the millennia. Sona. They really are so powerful, she said curiously. Doctor Strange. That's right, its power is such that only beings of immense power can manipulate it, an ordinary person could not use that power, as it could cause great damage to whoever takes it, he said seriously. Riaz. And what are those gems? She said confused. Doctor Strange. There are 6 gems in total. Space, reality, power, mind, time and soul, as I said, each one has different abilities, he said seriously. Ikeno. And what are those abilities? She said curiously. Doctor Strange. As far as we know, what they do are. Soul. It is not really known how it works, but it is believed to be the most dangerous, that this gem is conscious and feeds on souls. It allows the user to steal, manipulate or alter souls, living or dead, as well as steal abilities from other beings to add them to the wearer. Time. This gem gives the wearer complete control over time, including time travel. From the primordial past to the distant future, any period is accessible or visible with this power. This allows the wearer to even use time as a weapon, trapping their enemies and even entire worlds in endless time loops. It can also cause those nearby to age or rejuvenate. Space. Allows the user to travel anywhere in the universe, appear anywhere or all places usually through portals, move any object, living being anywhere in the universe, jump through space or surround. What this gem in a few words grants the user omnipresence. Mind. The owner of this gem sees their mental powers increased, give mental control over other beings without contradicting their orders, can access the dreams of any other being, in short, it gives all the psychic powers that exist to the user. Used in conjunction with the power gem, it is possible to access all the minds that exist in the universe at the same time. Reality. Perhaps the most powerful gem and the most difficult to use. It grants the wearer their wishes, even if they are a contradiction of the laws of physics, and do things that would normally be impossible when it comes to magic, alchemy, transform inanimate objects into living ones and vice versa, create any type of alternate reality that the user desires. It can also create illusions of the place where the user is, so real that no one can tell if they are a trick or not. If the wish is not well considered, it can end in disaster. At its full potential, when backed up by the other gems, the reality gem allows the user to alter reality on a universal scale. Power. It contains a communication with all the power, strength and energy that has ever existed or will exist, giving the wearer imitations of these powers. It increases the powers of the other infinity gems. It allows the wearer to enhance any abilities and superpowers they have, becoming invincible. At its full potential, the power gem grants the user omnipotence. Altogether they can end the entire universe, that's why they remain hidden, but as far as we know, a being known as the Mad Titan Thanos is looking for the gems, he said seriously, while everyone looked at him in astonishment. He is. That's bad. What will he do when he gets all the gems, he said nervously. Gustav. We don't know, the only thing we can do is find the gems and keep them as far away from that crazy bastard as possible, he said seriously. Tsubaki. But that wouldn't be dangerous, we would just make the job easier for that Thanos guy, she said nervously. Doctor Strange. Maybe, but we could find all the gems, and we could take them to their world and hide them in the different factions, he said seriously, while those from the DXD world looked at each other. Sona. That could be a good idea, but first we must know where the gems are, she said seriously. Doctor Strange. We know that well, of 5 of them the mind gem is in a scepter that is in the trophy room of Asgard, the space gem is in a cube known as the Tesseract that is in the shield Helicarier, the power gem is locked in the orb and is in the hands of the Nova Corps on the planet Xander. The reality gem is confined in the ether and is with the collector, and well the soul gem we don't know where it is, he said seriously. Rias. And the time gem that spends with her, she said curiously. Doctor Strange. You have it in front of you, he said, making some poses with his hands while his necklace opened. Doctor Strange. The Eye of Agamotto, this device allows you to use your powers without any problems, he said seriously. Issei. So we can know the location of most of the infinity gems, he said seriously while looking at everyone present. Doctor Strange. Our mission is to find the gems and hide them at all costs and prevent Thanos from getting his hands on them, he said seriously. Issei. I know this may be crazy, but I need your help from everyone, he said, looking at them seriously, while Strange and Gustav were at his side. Everyone looked at each other quietly before everyone looked at them seriously, with Rias being the one who spoke for everyone. Rias. We will. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.